Good morning to one and all present here. My name is S.G. Gopi and I belong to the 1987 batch of Chemical Engineering from Annamalai University. Before I further continue with the event, I would like to thank you all for coming here today. It only shows your interest in the betterment of AABN, but also a dedication to learning new things and meeting new personalities from the industry and entrepreneur community. Today marks the 135th webinar of AABN, and I'm really honored to host this webinar. AABN has seen immense success in the last 3 years, and it was all possible because of the dedication shown by the core committee members. Today, we are well represented from several domains here today. Before we get started, I would like to appreciate all the people who have contributed to making this webinar possible every week. We have got an awesome speaker with fresh perspectives on farming for the future, challenges and opportunities to address us today. Let me extend a very warm welcome to our eminent guest speaker, Ms. Subhadhra, Managing Director of PBI Foods, Coimbatore, to this interactive business networking session. Opportunities and challenges facing modern agriculture across the globe is being hampered by a serious disconnect between those inside and outside of agriculture. The gap between those people that produce the food and those that consume it keeps getting wider and wider. More than 800 million people go to bed hungry each day. Having enough food is one of the biggest challenges society faces, and there are no easy answers for meeting it. Food is the new religion. People define their personality by what they eat. It's an amazing time for agriculture around the globe now. It's up to us here to figure out how to bring all the needed knowledge together to achieve the full potential. One of the newest agriculture innovations that holds promise to make this possible is gene editing. Gene editing has the potential to change agriculture, coupled with the genomics and science we have heard about. In the next 50 years or less, we will see more innovation in the crop than in the last several centuries. These innovations will only occur if agriculture is allowed to employ new technologies. Its clear regulation is becoming more of a challenge in terms of products. We can very well understand that agriculture is emerging tremendously and there are a lot of opportunities. I have the present duty of introducing and welcoming our eminent guest speaker, Ms. Subhadhra, Managing Director of PBR Foods, Coimbatore, to this interactive business networking session. She will help us understand the opportunities for business in agri and agri-based processing domain, the role of government and research agencies in agri and food processing industry, and share her deep insights on millet. Subhadhra is a very passionate woman who has devoted her life in building institutions and enterprise in Tamil Nadu. She is a qualified computer science engineer and specialized in image processing from Anna University. She has held key positions in several colleges and spent more than 15 years building and developing information technology departments. Her flair for teaching and training students have been appreciated and celebrated by students. One of Subhadra's long-standing dream was to set up an enterprise for women in Coimbatore. This dream gradually developed her into a passionate social entrepreneur. She founded PBR Foods, which began with a vision to create livelihood for marginalized women in the society. Gradually and steadily, PBR Foods developed into a familiar brand name, Bhumi Dhanyam, which produces high-quality millet-based ready-to-cook food product. PBR Foods is an ISO 9001-2015 and GMP certified company. It was incubated by the Tamil Nadu Agriculture University in Coimbatore and eventually became a grantee of RKVY, Raftar Ravi, Ministry of Agriculture, Cooperation, Farmers Welfare. Subhadra has been acknowledged for her efforts in many forums and also got the highest grant from the central government in Tamil Nadu. Before concluding, I would like to convey my appreciation to the speaker for your time and support in contributing to this webinar, as well as my colleagues in the core committee for organizing this webinar in these challenging circumstances. I thank you all participants most warmly for your participation and wish you all success with this webinar. In closing, I reiterate the commitment of AABN to continue to strongly support the entrepreneur community. Thank you. Over to you, Ms. Subhadhra.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And it was a wonderful presidential address with a great introduction. Thanks a lot. And I welcome the participants for this session, which is organized by AABN. Really, it is a wonderful initiative, and very happy that it is being taken for so many weeks. And I am a part of 135th week. It's a real celebration and happy to join together. Probably I can share little of whatever the thoughts we have been gathered with our own walk of experience with the field of millet and food processing. So basically, take a very small introduction of the topic today. Probably like, let me start from my journey a bit. So, the thought for millets made me to think about the total domain and the big picture. Probably, I think, sir, can I have video close so that it will have a better kind of networking? Is that okay? Voice is okay? I have some material also to share, which I can put it across. Gopi, sir?
Sure, ma'am. Please go on. Please go on.
Yeah, I will also add the material in between. Thank you. Yeah, so the total idea of getting into this millet and today's topic, whatever I am talking today, is because of my passion, which I created with respect to the food and I'll be saying like it's a kind of a research and keep learning on things that made me to understand that what are the opportunities that I really wanted to share in terms of agri and agri-based. So when you look at the agri and agri-based category, we are into a very, very crucial time now, because India is considered to be the bowl of the whole world, because we have so much of resources. And when we observe closely on the kind of exports, whatever is happening in our country, most of the time when you check it, if somebody can go into the statistics also, I could observe that it is more of the raw material which is being exported a lot to the other countries than the value-added products. So value-added products, in the sense, generally I give this particular example to all the forums wherever I speak, because this is one prominent example which I wanted to mention. If you consider India, which is largest produced is milk in terms of one example. So milk, we are the largest producer in the whole world now. And we are exporting milk powder to the other countries. Whereas India is also a largest importer of whey protein. So when you consider it is a whey protein, imagine, what is the cost? Probably I see from my neighborhood and other people who are buy and use the whey protein, they say it has been like a per kg around 8,000 also. When it is been an imported kind of a quality, they say it is more than that even. In that case, why India should import whey protein? Because when we are exporting so much of tons of milk powder, which is at the cost of, say, hardly some 100 rupees per kg or 150 rupees per kg, and you are in a position to import so much valued whey protein, why not we can work on it? I mean, people should come forward to work on such kind of an areas where we can have the finalized value additions from the extraction of such kind of a material, including whatever the category you say. I think I can give a list of at least 100 different domains where we can able to bring a lot of value additions. Say, for example, I could add a slide to you, which will give you a list of domains where we can give a lot of value additions. So before moving on to the value additions and processing, I also wanted to mention, a kind of a thought process on the food parks, because food park is something, a kind of a place where a lot of volumized production is happening around. And I'm happened to visit to two of the food parks in Karnataka. That is one in Malur and Tumkur. So it is been with the, just a minute. So it is like a kind of a very big food park and having a lot of manufacturing and storage, processing. So many things were happening in that. So it was really interesting to note that from I will be saying like from Teni, for example, in Malur, I think it is an agri-based Innova or some name I just forgot. Agri-based food park. So there I could see from Perikulam, Teni, people were bringing mangoes for giving export, because there it is given for grading, sorting, and gamma irradiation. So many things are happening over there. And say suppose if it is a mango of kg costing say 100, And if I could see those phases of processing, whatever is happening in that particular food park in terms of export, the pre-processing and whatever they do as a packaging, until packaging, you have a cleaning, you have to check it, you have to go with so many phases of thing. The value addition, what we are paying is around 100 rupees again. So imagine the food park which is in Karnataka from Tamil Nadu. It is not, I mean, all are in the same country. We are as one Indian. But I'm just seeing why we have to move from Perikulam to such a way, such a long way to Bengaluru, and then you're going to that food park in Malur, and you're doing such a costly processing of this, and you are giving it for an export from there. In Tamil Nadu, if you see, there is no such food park is available. All over India, I think it is only more 24 mega food parks are available in every state. In fact, I have a list also to share with you, the number of food parks. Right. So let me just go with the sharing of the content right away, where I could just show the name of the food parks and other things. Just a minute. I'm connecting and sharing the details with you. Taking 2 seconds. So when I visited there in the other food park, I could see there are people storing, a very big storage, having cut garlics, everything, whatever the vegetable you say, even if it is a capsicum or onion or carrot or even cabbage, potatoes, everything they have put it as a cut form and frozen up to the temperature of, I think, minus 60, even I saw minus 120 degree. No, it was really wondering, like, so much of food is being frozen and given for export, but it is happening only in some particular parts of the country. Why not? Because here in Coimbatore, we have Ooty, where we could see there is a very good production of potatoes, what do you call, carrot, and so much is there. And mangoes, in fact, in Teni, Perikulam area is the hub of, getting mangoes. So much of cultivation is happening around. Similarly, banana. If you go with, every sector, everywhere we can see there is a, very huge volume of, production is happening. At the same time, there is a large wastage is also happening around. Why not we can think of having a food parks? Because what is required for having mega food park, there is a kind of a constraints which also we can discuss as a part of the session today. Probably it is given over here. Is it in the screen? Can you see it? Yeah, thank you. So I can, you can just see here, which I have taken from the Ministry of Ministry of Food Processing Department. In fact, in Tamil Nadu, we don't have a exclusive ministry on food processing, but when I see with the other district like Karnataka or Andhra Pradesh or Telangana, there is a separate ministry on food processing is there. So people try to do a lot of different, exploration of value additions. Basically, adding value on the agri-based products only gives a biggest economy to the country, and that brings a big business for people. And that is a topic of today, how you can bring a business in agri and agri-based sectors. So look at the kind of, details, whatever we have presented here. They are actually, referring that so much volume of land is required, and even a private or anybody can go with, forming a kind of a food park in collaboration with the government, provided there should be a number of people who are into the different domain. It can be a kind of specific food parks with respect to the particular geographical conditions. Now we are finding a lot of GIs. GI is like a geographical index for the different products. Similarly, in our country, if you see, there is a GI of agri-based production happening, that is cultivation is happening. Based on that, we can work out a lot of food parks. If not mega food parks, at least we can work out on some mini food parks. And recently I was told, like in near to Pochampalli or some places, there is a food park is coming around through APEDA's initiations and other things. But still there is a so Shall I proceed? Yeah. So, there is a need and necessity available, and also the kind of facilities, whatever we can able to create it is huge, I will say. It will help in all these way. Value addition will be there. Farmers' income will be increasing. Employment will become so much, because once you create one mega food park, I will say it is. Sorry. You could see the list of mega food parks, whatever I have listed over here. Just for your information, I would like to read few of the food park names from the different states. If you see in Andhra Pradesh, you can see Srini. And the beauty of this is, whenever I go and visit to the different places, in fact, I was visiting to near to Tirupati, Chittoor only, there is a big food park is there. I was talking to one food person, that is who is into food business. So I was telling about, in your place, near to your place, there is a food park. And people said, is it so? Where is it? The person was, I mean, the person, I think they were residing in that area, like in Tirupati, for more than 30-40 years. And still they were not aware about there is a food park, and in spite of being in the mega food park region only. So that's the kind of exploration we have, or exposure we have, I will say. So definitely these kind of seminars and the kind of whatever the happenings you are doing today, it is going to be a real eye opener for many people to understand different opportunities, whatever is available across. So this is in Andhra Pradesh. I can see there are two food parks. One is in Srini Mega Food Park, and Godavari Mega Aqua Park, which is in near to Chittoor and West Godavari. Otherwise, you can see in Assam, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, in Karnataka, whatever I mentioned as the food park. And Madhya Pradesh also, we have, I think, around two food parks. In Maharashtra, I think more than 5, I will say. Odisha, Punjab, we have 2. Rajasthan. In Telangana, there is a food park, and Tripura also you could see. And this is in Patanjali Herbal Food Park in Uttarakhand. There is another one, Himalayan Mega Food Park in Udham Singh Nagar, Uttarakhand. Right? So next is Kerala State Industrial Development Corporation, which is in Alappuzha. You can see some of the food parks photographs also, it is shown here. Look at the kind of infrastructures they have developed. My worry and my wish is that we should bring a food park in Tamil Nadu. That is a real vision of my total presentation. Probably people who are being a kind of a participants today can think over, can join together, can bring a great infrastructure to do the food-based and agri-based processings. Okay. You can also see here what is the kind of opportunities and values we can add while we are creating a food park. See, look at, you will be given allotted with every single entrepreneur with the fully developed plots to set up their own food processing units. And you can also see there is a supply chain infrastructure, including collection, processing, and cold chain facilities. Everything can be created. And it is a kind of a state-of-art support infrastructure in the designated zone. And it will also be a kind of a greater zone for complete cluster-based approach. And even it can be specialized with agriculture or horticulture, a kind of, divisions. And the most beautiful part is bringing a lot of employment opportunities. Right? So I'm actually now moving from the mid of some slides, but definitely I have some more content to share with you with the exclusive things, because food park is my big picture. So in that we are now shifting to the every single domain. So I'm just taking you to the kind of dairy is one important, and since we are the largest producer of milk, you can see the schemes. I'm just clubbing both together, whatever the business opportunities and what government and the kind of state is supporting on creating business. You can see there is a scheme by Dairy Entrepreneurship Development Scheme in the Department of Animal Husbandry, Dairying and Fisheries. Look at, I'm just zooming up to show who can apply. See, farmers, individual entrepreneurs, group of organized and unorganized sectors, and they can apply through bank. Look at the kind of, NABARD is also a part of it. So 25% back-ended capital subsidy of the project cost. Then also you have for SC/ST, there is a 33.33% of back-ended capital subsidy on the project cost, and maximum 10% of the project cost for loans beyond 1 lakh. So much of availability of support is there. Look at the kind of financial institutions which are giving: commercial banks, regional rural banks, state cooperative, agricultural banks, and institutions which are eligible for finance from NABARD. Everybody is there to support you. So this is one opportunity which people can look at or share with your friends, whoever is in need. And since I was saying about the whey protein, really we need to go with, this manufacturing of whey protein, which is a part of extraction from the milk, basically. We have to reduce. If you can see the statistics of, I haven't brought so much of data. It will be like a mostly kind of a complete number. So I haven't brought, I wanted to, talk to the total crowd of different, domain. So that's why I'm not giving you so much of numbers in terms of dollars and other things. We have to reduce the import of whey protein. Next, another bigger sector is biofertilizers. Here, I really wanted to show some information on the market size. It is $3.1 billion per annum. Is a very big market. And this also been supported by government on creating biofertilizers, because our climatic condition, especially in India, is much feasible to bring up the fertilizers, because most of the biofertilizers are a kind of fermentation and processing, and so many things are happening which it can happen in our general climatic condition itself. But suppose if you want to create a biofertilizer in other countries, suppose you are in Europe and you are in UK, and if you want to have, to do the fertilization, or I mean to say in terms of fermenting or some kind of a formulation itself, you need a very big setup, because you have to bring in such a good temperature to start and initiate a fermentation itself. But here in the very natural temperature, this kind of a fermentation kind of a things can happen quickly. So your production cost of biofertilizer will be very less compared to any other country in the world when you are into this business of biofertilizer manufacturing. That is one feasible temperature and climatic condition which people can think over if you take a choice of biofertilizer as your business. But definitely for anybody to start with, you should have a clear domain knowledge. It is not that, you have money and you wanted to start. I will be saying that if you want to get into this particular domain, definitely you should have a knowledge on that. What is this actually? And still, you can also see 30% of grant of money can be used for rewarding and encouraging farmers and panchayat. So much of funding is there, which also can be utilized. 70%, because they are giving you the grant. 70% of the grant provided under the particular scheme, you call it as a PM Promotion Alternate Nutrient for Agriculture Management Yojana. This is a wonderful project by government supporting on manufacturing of biofertilizers and organic fertilizing. This is real close to heart product for me to understand that, whatever the kind of disease today we are suffering is totally because of so much of pesticides and chemical fertilizers which is being used. So that actually I'm one of the victim of such kind of issues, because when I've been suffering with this health disorder of some hormonal imbalances, when we found the root cause, it is all because of the particular a chemical which is being used on the food as if kind of a fertilizer and pesticide affects your health to the extent of bringing an imbalance to your hormone. So in that case only I have fallen into the food domain, I will say. Otherwise I would have been a kind of a professor, or I lastly served as a vice principal of a college, and I could have continued. So the health disorder made me to think and gave a kind of a distortion from my path, and made me into a business. I mean, becoming an entrepreneur and other things. Anyway, thanks to the problem, but still I feel that not everyone should suffer in such a way. So we have to promote a lot of biofertilizers rather than going for chemical based fertilizers. People should and total India should convert completely on biofertilizer utilization. In that case, you can see the market will be so very big. So this is what a kind of a project cost and plant and machineries, a kind of a rough information is there. People, those who are showing a lot of interest, they have to go very, very domain specific. Since it is a very general topic, I'm giving a overall information alone. Probably we can take later discussion about individually, specifically on single project. What would be the project? What is that kind of a market? And who are your buyers? Who are your customers? What is the potential? All those aspects we can discuss later. And there is another one, which is a soil testing labs, which also is one of the kind of business in terms of agri-based. Here, also government is giving a lot of support. Checking for all this kind of information is basically, we call it as a soil testing. We are determining the suitability of soil and assessing whether it can accommodate the client's farming project. So that's how we are going to work as a soil testing lab. In that, you're checking a lot of the soil categories, which few in terms of pH balance, and what is the value of every other minerals in the particular soil, what is the level of micronutrient availability or organic matter. So many things they do the testing in that. And you can check with this particular website, which gives a lot of guidelines for establishing soil testing projects at village level by the local entrepreneurs under the soil and health management department. Probably this website can be shared with participants if they are showing interest to go through. Otherwise, they can have a note on it. This is another big market. I'm just looking out the opportunities in agri in terms of a wider volume of market. So vegetable production and management is a very, very huge market, which also people can look at how they can do. It is, I recently, I will be saying, I can give an example of my own friend, one Mr. Sriram Prasad, who is doing a kirekadai.com. He just started with greens, just collecting from the farmers. He is not, he may be a farmer in his ages, but as far as I know, I think he's also from IT. So it is only an idea, right? So that made him to now become a great entrepreneur, and he's a very promising entrepreneur in the industry now in terms of this particular domain on bringing, vegetables, cut vegetables. And I think some of his products like dip soups from the herbs, from every single herb you mentioned, say moringa, whatever you say, like tulsi, he has brought in. Like it's a kind of a value addition, but he started it like just collecting the greens and distributing to the customer. That's how he started his business. And now he's doing good, and he got a lot of funding. He got a grant. So many things are happening. So some or the other way you have to start, that only adds value. And in that, I also wanted to include like how the other, equipments can be added as a part of your agricultural business phase. So the drone, these are all some of the machineries which you have to bring it to our Indian-based agricultural conditions. Whatever I have here, few are taken from the other countries. This is a precision spraying. This is another instrument, or I will say a kind of a machine which does, gives an artificial intelligence and deep learning technologies to transform the weed control process in agriculture and transitioning from current practice of wasteful spraying of herbicides. So probably people can look at, and you can also check this particular Green Eye website, this particular company, and it is really interesting and impressive kind of a business. So this another Subplant is another company which does the smart irrigation, which also generate the climate-based irrigation things, completely a kind of IoT, I will say. It's another form of, phase which is available for people who are into techies. They can think about their contributions for our agri and agri-based business opportunities. So, I will say like, we can at least, we need not do any kind of a great inventions. let us at least look and compare with the other countries, and we can modify it to the level of what Indian agricultural domain is expecting. So that kind of a corrections and improvisations of the existing technologies itself will bring a greater market, which can be utilized by the farmers, for the agricultural people, or people who are into agriculture. They can go for such a modernizations. So collaborating with the technology experts, you can create a lot of innovative ideas. So it is like more on learning on the subject. So always knowledge is a power, and you really need to explore on the particular domain, whatever you are choosing. So you can go with modifications and make it as a kind of a new patent according to the Indian standards. You can work on and make it affordable. I will be saying any kind of a innovation is something appreciable only when you bring it as an affordable model. You are bringing a wonderful robot which can do A to Z in agriculture. You need not go to the farm. It will do the sowing, it will do the watering, it will do the checking of soil, it will bring, it will understand, and it itself will add, fertilizers, and it will do the whatever the next level of work you say, n number of jobs in agriculture, if you can mention, until packaging, it can do. But the robo, you say it is costing for say 10 crores. How many of them can buy? Right? So definitely you have to work on the kind of machineries, anything, whatever we discuss here. Let us think whether we can able to apply some more knowledge to improvise in terms of bringing the cost of those machines which are used for agriculture. That is going to be a greater market when you can bring such innovations. And another important and larger market is on organic foods. So this is anyway, it is whatever I mentioned earlier is about the vegetables and other things, but organic food includes all the pulses, grains and everything. You can see few of the numbers as statistics we have mentioned. We are already into the export. So I have got the data for 2022 alone, 21 to 22. Probably this year we have to work on. Look at it, is it's a very huge value, I will say. $771.96 million US dollars is a very good number of which can be improved, in fact. So I'm just giving a very small idea on simple organic farming in India. So because many IT people, they come into this particular domain because they need not have own a land. They can just take it as a kind of a project, apply it over the existing land and check it whether they can able to bring some profit in that. You could see some numbers we have given. What is the land preparation cost, planting cost? It's a data which we have taken according to the standards which are given by the AABN and other things, but probably it may be different with respect to different area. I'm not sure, but I'm just giving you a kind of a very small thought process on this. So irrigation cost, labor fees, but labor is a problem right now. That's what I can hear from the people, those who are into agriculture. But I have just worked out some data, not my personal data. It is a data which we have got it from the sources. So they say like your rough figure would be, look at the kind of your investment and what would be your kind of margins. Probably you can just think on that. This is another important thing which is now into the trend, I will say, agri-tourism. I can see in Bengaluru and different other places, there are people who are visiting as agri-tourism to the different villages and other places to understand the kind of whatever the farmers are doing naturally into the particular area, what particular farming practices they are doing, how they are growing things, and how it is happening, what is the experience of a rural life. All those can be done. So apart from this, there are different other domains which I can mention to you, which I haven't put it in the slide, but I really wanted to say a few like mushroom-based production and marketing. You can do the export of your mushroom also in a very huge volume. This is also mushroom is one good market apart from that, now medicinal herb productions, because now people after pandemic, I can see there is a very good welcome from various countries on the herbs like turmeric and many other herbs. People are doing a lot of exports. When I talk to some of my exporters, they say now we are exporting at least 30% of our total export every time. We are including lot of herbs and herbal powders to the different countries. Now people are turning for herbs. So probably medicinal herb, either cultivation or processing or converting a value added kind of like making tablets or, kind of a dip teas. I don't know. There are multiple forms which you can work out according to the particular requirement. So that also you can look into it. Then little bit, if you slightly deviate from agri, I will say there is a veterinary is another area where you can look out the veterinary clinics business. You can create aquaponics. You can do. We can work on precision agricultures. Nursery, plant nursery. Now a lot of people are showing interest in growing plants and nursery gardens. And that is one good business I can see in Coimbatore. Also, there are so many, nurseries are coming up, and it's a very good cost in which they could sell. It's a very simple process. They multiply and they are selling it with good value. Then comes your online livestock kind of the cattles and other things. This is also one good business which we can think about it. Apart from that, even the flowers, the dried flowers as such as a fresh flower, these are all different domain, but which needs the resources and many things you have to consider whether you can able to start, because it will be grown in the particular climatic conditions. I think in Hosur is a very good market, and there from there how much of volume of export is happening, I don't know. People should really have time to go through those informations across in the Hosur district website. If you see, it is really amazing. Probably, I'm since we are hosting it from Tamil Nadu, I'm taking more of examples from our own surrounding areas. And then I also wanted people to look at the marine food. Now there are a lot of value-added products like pickles is one good volume. There is a requirement which I could see, like fish pickles, prawn pickle. These are all the kind of marine food processing probably people can think at. Then also the post-harvest technologies in terms of it is a kind of setting up a lab is one opportunity, and also you can give a kind of a consultation. Suppose you are a agri-based what do you call professional, you can also work into this particular post-harvest technology, which also needs a lot of support to the present scenario. And food packaging, because when I said when we visited to that food park, we could see there are a lot of different forms of packaging which people were trying. It is really interesting. And if you go to the research, yeah.
Ma'am, slides are not moving, ma'am.
Okay.
Actually, after agri-tourism.
Yeah, see, actually, I have been explaining about the mega food parks, and I think these things I haven't added inside. I'm just saying it as such out of my interest, because I mean, earlier I was told like the time would be so much. Then I thought, okay, we can add little more content. That's why I prepared a smaller quantity of slides, but then I thought I can add some more. Is it okay? Or you wanted everything to be put into the slide? Probably we can, after this, I can add it, because it may be in some of my files. I can put it across to you. After the session, we can put it as a mail to you. Is that okay?
It's okay, ma'am. It's okay, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. So when I look into the other form of agri-based business, it is like dry fruits. Nowadays, there is a lot of sun-dry fruits, including banana. It is being given for export. And apart from this, you have already having a lot of dry fruits. You say that grapes or even they are drying like, what do you call, even papaya dried, jackfruit dried, so many different fruits they are drying and they are giving it for export. Dry fruits production, package sales, every phase is a kind of a business. Similarly, dried flower business is also one good part. There is a good requirement of dried flowers also in terms of medicinal purposes. People are using it, and also in terms of the perfume production. So many different areas in which the dried flowers are utilized. If you see in Madurai and all, there are a lot of opportunities are there. I know during the season time, so much of flowers is being wasted, especially Madurai Malli, we say, which has a very good aroma, but there is a lot of wastage is happening. People can look into this drying and converting into a form where you can able to preserve the aroma or go for a perfume manufacturing, because most of us, we prefer to buy a imported perfume. Why not? We can have a value addition at our own country and bring, perfumes of our own country, which may be at par to the standards of foreign. Oil, this is the trend of the time. Oil is one good area where you can see there is a big volume of oil is in demand. We are actually into exporting some 2-3 countries where whenever we are giving millets, because our domain is more onto the millets. Anyway, my last phase will be talking on millets only. So in that, all my buyers, they used to ask, ma'am, can you also add some oil? So we are also sourcing oil from different people over here, from the check oil and the cold pressed kind of oil and all. Multiple variant of oils they are in need. Now, I think it is a very high demand. It is one good business which people can do it very professionally, and they can also get a good market across. Then vermicompost manufacturing or production is also one good business. Honey processing, honey of a lot of flavors of honey people are doing now, like moringa honey and some specific flavored honey and all they are doing. That can also be honeybee and other things. It's a very, very, very good area which people can think at. But again, you should see your strength. It is not that since we are listing out, you can able to close your eyes and take a choice of your own. You have to see what is your resources. You have to see what is the availability. Depending on the resource availability and your strength, you have to understand your potential of the market. Then only you have to get into a business plan. So please work in all that perspective. What I'm showing and today's presentation is just pointing you that these are the areas where there is a demand in the market. So only those areas we are putting it across. And since in our place in India, we have a lot of resources like, fruits and vegetables, so much is being grown and wasted. We can also work on to the kind of jam and jelly productions. So this is one good area which can preserve, especially in Kerala, there is now people are producing, I know one product name called Jackfruit 360. I was told that it is through some of the doctors' team they are producing. I don't know. I'm not sure about it. I was just told so. They said like it is being utilized a lot on medicinal purpose, especially for, I think, malicious diseases like cancer and all, it is being utilized. So it is in a very good demand and they are selling it in a very good price. Jackfruit powder manufacturing and exporting is also happening in a very good volume. Then meat processing is also one good business. So please look at the opportunities, whatever is available at your own area. Then you can have a lot of information across globe. Where is the requirement? And please always connect with respect to the export opportunities. We have to work in both ways. Partially, it should go for local, and also we should have a market across globe. That's how you can able to scale up your business well. Then fresh juice production. I can see there are a lot of companies which is coming up with a canned fresh juice also. Now people are, after pandemic, I see there is a very good drift of people looking for good food and searching for good food. They don't bother about the money even if it is of little higher valued. They say yes. A market like Bangalore or in metro cities like Mumbai, we see people are going with more affordable form of getting a high valued organic or juices or fruits. The consumption has become more. So that is what the statistics says. So people can think on the fresh juice production as a part of your business. And then this thing, when I even visited the same place, like, agri food park in Karnataka, I could see there is a very big plant doing organic, onion paste and ginger garlic paste, and they are doing export. And even the cut garlics, onions, everything is given for export, and they were chilling it for throughout the year with more than I will be saying it's like 81 minus 120 degree temperature. They were storing it in that particular cold rooms. It was a great experience to understand that what all the products given on export. Okay, then I think I can also say a few on the jute. Jute based products are also being shown a lot of interest across globe. So I know there is one of my fellow grantee, I will say, since we received a grant from the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, there were people from different domains of agriculture also being given grant. So one person from Madurai, Melakal, so he has brought in, like, the banana stems, banana that stem fiber. From that, he is weaving bags, mat, so many different products. I think more than 20-25 different products for which he has created his own machines. He has designed, I will say, his own machines, and he is now giving employment opportunity for more than 350 people in his own village who are into this forming, the weaving of banana fiber based products, handbags, and he is exporting to 17 different countries. He has done an amazing, kind of a work. He used to say that I'm just 6th standard, ma'am. I only studied 6th standard. When I used to meet, I used to see him in a very, very admirable way, because the kind of energy he has, and he always presents in Tamil wherever he goes. But he could do a wonderful job. Giving a employment for 350 is not a no joke. It's a very big number, and he is giving 365 days round the clock, at least 2 shifts also he used to give. That's what he told me. The employment for the women, especially the women of his own village. So very impressive. Probably I will request Gopi sir to once call him for this kind of a seminar where people can know in the domain specific knowledge on what they are doing in terms of this particular area. Ornamental flowers. This is another culture. Now it is growing. People now started in because we started living in apartments a lot, and everybody wants to grow plants and flowers, and so they are looking out for a lot of ornamental plants and flowers growing. It is also one good business which people can think. See, we are discussing on the business, not everything in a large scale. It can be a small scale, and also it can be scaled up into larger scale depending on your potential. So this is something which you can also think as an option. And apart from that, you can also work on agricultural consultancy. Basically, this is something which people need a lot of service. When you wanted to get into the particular domain, we need more knowledge. Every time we cannot go with a lot of research institutions. We definitely need some mentors who can be a supportive person, who can honestly give a guidance for the development of the product, to get into a particular value addition of the product in terms of service, or getting a final product. Definitely we need a support from the professionals, so they can go with their knowledge as an investment and create a consultancy also. This can become another good area which people can work on. So I think I could have mentioned at least 40 or 50 areas, I will say, in terms of agri and agri-based domain, where you can able to get into a lot of informations as a business part. But then the last part, I think, is sir, is there any specific time limit, sir? We can go for another 20-30 minutes. Gopi sir?
Go on, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
Good.
So yeah, so now I think it is my time, my favorite time, I will say, because it is all about talking on the golden grain millet. Because millet is such a wonder grain, which changed my life, I will say, changed my life into an entrepreneur. Because the basic nature of the millet, that attracted me a lot, I will say, the way how we grow and the way how it is growing and what is its kind of, what do you call, a perseverance, I will say, perseverance of the particular grain, I will say, because it can be grown in a very drought soil, which has so much of great qualities. If you grow millet, say 1 acre, you can also grow at least 10 goats, maybe 20 goats and 10 cows together, because every millet plant will be growing at least 5 feet of height, and then only it brings its grains over there. If you compare to paddy, it is just 1.5 feet. But millet plants are grown of so very tall. So all that stem and everything can be used as a cattle feed. So that's how we see, millet has the multi-purpose. In Telugu, we say millet as a pannandu bantalu. It means 12 types of grain can grow together. If you mix all the grain, all the seeds of 12 different millet grains, everything will grow together, because it has such a resilience which can grow together. But if you compare it again with paddy, I'm not saying paddy is low, but just as a comparison, because paddy is our own big staple food. So that's why I'm just taking a comparison. You cannot grow even anything else, everything should be taken off. But if you look at the millet grain, millet plant, it will be growing together along with multiple other grains. Even 12 different seeds can be put in together into the same place. Everything will grow. So many different qualities. And look at the water requirement of the grain, which is, people say that it is 1:20 in comparison to paddy. So if 1 liter is required for millet, 20 times of water is required for paddy and other sugarcane or whatever. So the consumption of water and so many things, and in terms of nutrient, in terms of fiber, and everything is so very attractive towards millet grain. And it is our own grain. It is not something foreign to us. It is our own. 40-50 years back, we were only growing millets a lot, but our PDS system had wanted to give some punch to have a green revolution, where they brought, giving free seeds of paddy on south side and north with the wheat, and that's how totally the system got changed. But now we are revamping the system. Everybody is now speaking on millet, and this year is observed as International Year of Millets 2023, and more than 79 countries, India has proposed on Millet Year, and 79 countries have across globe have accepted to celebrate this year as International Year of Millets. And now we see a very big revolution on millets across globe through AABN and other kind of different government agencies. We are getting lot of connections of export orders for millets across globe. People are showing a lot of interest, but what is required from our end is how we are going to get prepared on these handling of orders, because it is not that whatever I do, I mean, basically, if you consider our company, PVR Foods, we are into the value-added, millet food manufacturing, and the idea of our company is bringing millets as staple food form. So my idea is not bringing millets as a form of,
Bangalore போய் நீ manage பண்ணிட்டு.
Sorry. So my idea is bringing millets in staple food form. So I differ a bit on to millets in the form of snacks, because if you consider millet as a form of biscuit, basically for making one single biscuit, we really need some binding material also. So definitely wheat or something should be added. And so people go for having millet grain, probably a 5% in that. So in that case, what happens is your consumption, say you consume 4 biscuits morning and evening also, 4. hardly 20 grams, I will say 20 plus 20, 40 gram will be your total consumption, thinking that you are taking millets regularly. But if you go for a millet as a meal, a kind of whatever the South Indian or North Indian kind of a breakfast or your lunch or dinner, say millet in the form of dosa, millet as idli, millet as chapatis, millet as parathas, millet in the form of, pongal, or millet as a rice, millet as your variety rice, like pulao. So many things you can do, because in those forms, your consumption of your millet grain will be, volume will be very high. Say, even if it is 3 idlis you are taking, I will say at least 30 grams per idli. Millet grain. So hardly at least 100 gram of millet grain consumption is there in your meal. So people should first think how they can have a change in their own food, because having only rice as your food, what happens, it is of high gluten and fiber is comparatively low. And if you consider, if it is in terms of, say, generally when I talk to people, they say like, ma'am, millet seems to be a kind of patient food, and only diabetic or a kind of somebody having health ailments, they only go for millet food. Now, this is a kind of thought process people are having, but I will say it is a food for people. It should be given for, in fact, it can be given for babies of 6 months to up to 90-year-old person. Because first food in our culture in Tamil Nadu is for 6 months old baby, the first food apart from the mother's milk will be the milk which is being extracted from finger millet. That extract will be, filtered. They will be soaking it and they'll be grinding it, and they will filter and take the milk of ragi grain, and they process it and they cook it, and then they will be feeding it to the baby. That's how the culture goes. So the first food, imagine for a 6 months old baby itself, you are allowed to give a millet. Then imagine what is the quality of the particular grain. So definitely it is a food to celebrate. It is a food for everyone. It is a food for people to use on day-to-day basis. But only condition, what I will say is, you have to use millets as a round robin. Round robin in the sense, if you are using today finger millet, go for another millet, say kodu millet on the other day, and go for another millet, say little millet, barnyard. You have so many variants, right? Like white sorghum, red sorghum. People think millet means, corn. In Tamil, we say solam. So it shouldn't be like only, that yellow corn. We have different other millets. We call it as sorghum, basically. Bajra, Bajra is a different, so in terms of sorghum, we have white, red sorghum is there. They fall into the category of millets, and barnyard is there. And you have brown top, there are so many variants of millet grains are there. Everything has abundant amount of micronutrients, minerals, vitamins, so much is there. And very, very impressive profile of those millets will really make you to go for consumption regularly. But one part what I wanted to say, because I also wanted to give a hint on how to consume millets, which is one of the topic which is given for the day today. So consumption of millet should happen only with first washing and soaking for minimum of 6 hours. Please soak your millet grain for 6 hours, and then you can use it. You can go for grinding, you can go for cooking, or you can break it and make it into a kind of upma model, whatever you can do. But definitely you have to go for soaking. Soaking is very, very important. Soaking of the particular grain will release its fiber very smoothly. And also when you purchase, you have to be careful that you have to go with at least semi-polished. Don't go for totally full polished millet grain. It shouldn't be only consuming of the kernel alone. Generally, they say it has 7 layers. At least we have to consume with 6th and 7th layer once you remove it, because the totally as such, the grain, say the positive millets of barnyard, kodu, foxtail, the brown top, all these cannot be consumed as such. So it has to be given for definitely the removal of husk. In that case, you have to go for a semi-polished as an option. So that's why we are taking these 2 categories of millets, like minor and major millets. So major and minor millets, the name comes because of basically the size and also the way how you consume. The major millets are finger millet and pearl. In fact, sorghum also fall into the major millet category, which are of little higher size than your positive millets. Whereas if you consider minor millets like barnyard, kodu, little millet, foxtail millet, brown top, these all can be consumed after removal of the husk partially. That's why you call it as a semi-polished. So you can buy in that particular way, and please soak it for 6 to 8 hours, in fact, overnight soaking. And you can grind it and you can use it for making your different delicious dishes, whatever you can like to have, like maybe in terms of making batter or flour. You know, after soaking, you can dry it, and then also you can make it like a flour for making your chapatis. A lot of dishes you can prepare from millets. Probably if you are, I think I can also share some of the products of ours which can help you to understand what different value additions we have done, because we have brought at least 86 different millet products, including millet pongal mix, millet chapati mix. We have millet sweet paniyaram, like karpati paniyaram mix. We have millet spicy paniyaram mix variants. We have, you know, for people who are into this fasting, you know, for especially for Muslims who are into fasting, you know, they take after fasting, generally on every day they go for some porridge kind of a kanji, we call nonpu kanji in Tamil. So that particular product, we replaced that rice with millet and we brought it as a kind of a millet nonpu kanji mix. So it is also from the 5 different positive millets we have brought in. Every millet like barnyard porridge mix and karupu kavni also one of the traditional rice we have added, little millet, foxtail, you know, kodu millet and all this. So when I'm speaking about the export of millet products, these photos I will share it at last because I have to get it here in the sharing part. Just a minute, I'm working on that also. But in the part of export, when you see, you know, I cannot just give export of my millet paniyara mix and millet, you know, dosa mix alone. You know, when I talk to the people of other countries, they say, why don't you give millet in the form of noodles? Why don't you give millet in the form of pasta and bread flour? These are the kind of variants in which the millet can be consumed by the other people in the different other countries. So we have to work on the value additions to bring, say, millet pizza base, millet noodles, millet, you know, bread. So many things you can work on it. Of course, millet biscuit is also falling a part of it. It's not an issue, but definitely it should become a staple food. I wanted to share one interesting information also as a kind of a break on the continuous, you know, pouring of some data. So it is a kind of an incident which happened when I'm supposed to have a meeting with the at our Coimbatore collector office, where we were asked to come for meeting some of the foreign delegates who had been from Africa. So by the time I happened to meet one High Commissioner of Uganda, one Madam Grace was there. And when I was talking to her, when I met her on the first sight, I gave her a question that, no, how did you handle the pandemic situation? Because I met her after this corona time, after the second wave only. So my question was about this. She said, we were never even wearing a mask at all. So it was a real wonder. I said, is it true? Really, I was asking her because I was into a complete shock and surprise. How come when the total world, so many people are dying, and how they can say that they don't even wear a mask? It was a kind of a very, very surprising situation to me when I was listening to her. But she said, yes, because we are consuming millets and millet as our staple food. If you can look at the history or whatever the data, if you surf in the internet on about Africa and Africa food, definitely you can end up with millets. Millet is their staple food. They consume millets regularly, day-to-day basis, right from the childhood to the whatever the age they are. They are supposed to have millet because they don't have any other option. Only millets are grown into that dry land. They are consuming kodu millet, foxtail millet, finger millet kind of millets. And with that only they are, they are getting the complete stamina, immunity, everything is because of the food. As sir was giving in the presidential address, he clearly mentioned what you eat is you. It is not that something else can become you. It is not just simply your gene and so many things you can talk, but generally your immune system or whatever the metabolism you have, everything comes because of your food. Even if you want to go for reduction of weight and you do a lot of exercise, the particular your trainer or somebody, they will definitely tell, sir, your whatever the exercise you do can contribute only 40%. 60% is on food. So what you eat is very, very important. And today we are listening to this kind of a seminar and looking for business opportunities. You wanted to do so many things, achievements, bringing a mega food park, lot of things we can able to speak, but these can be achievable only when your health is good. When you fall sick, nothing is required. You wanted only health. So I even remember the old our past CM's life, Madam Jayalalitha, what not she had. You just think about her. She had the power, she had the money, she had the fame, everything was there. She lost only her health. When she was having another 2 years of her own period of service, she died. So for me, health is the most important wealth for anybody. So to acquire that continuous and constant health, definitely people should look at the food, and good and right food is very, very important. In that particular case, I will say millet is my choice according to my knowledge and research, whatever I've done for the past 8 years into this food business and other things. I've gathered more than 20 GB of data on millets. And with that confidence, I will emphasize that millet is one of the important food which people should consume at least weekly, twice or thrice to start with. They should have it. That will bring definitely a very good energy to you, very good immunity and stamina. And definitely you need to shift from the present form of consumption of totally into a rice. You should go for some millet consumption also. And another important part, what I wanted to insist is people have this thought process of multi-millet. If you learn a lot on millets, definitely you will say multi-millet is not a right option of consuming millets. But of course, we also have some products on multi-millet dosa mix or something, because people were fond of into it. They think that if you go for multi-millet, all the millet goodness will come to me. It is not at all so. Generally, it is been, scientifically emphasized that people should consume millets individually only, and it should be also consumed in a round robin phase, like one after the other. It need not be in the form of only one product a day. You can have one day in one form, the other day in other form, because fiber is high, and already your body is being, your metabolism of the body is being trained for rice and wheat a lot. So when you go for a shift onto this millet, which is rich in fiber, definitely you need a very, very, slow movement of getting into this transition of your body getting accustomed into this millet food. So kindly, when you wanted to shift for millet food, please go slow and try in a very low volume, and slowly you can increase the quantity. Probably once a day you can start, then you can go for twice a day, and preferably in the daytime. No, don't try initially at night. Starting in the night with the millet chapati is not at all a good idea. Try with the morning breakfast. To go for first try like idlis, steamed food, which will be very light and easy to digest. Then go for your next level of millet consumptions. But health is very, very important to achieve whatever in your life. Please keep your health in good condition. Then only you can able to achieve, you can enjoy it, and you can celebrate your life. Thank you so much. I will be sharing now the product details of mine shortly. And if you have any questions, definitely I am looking forward. And I will also share another data with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Wonderful session.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so we'll keep the floor open for question and answers now. Participants, you may please unmute and ask your questions, please.
Happy noon, ma'am. This is Mani from Coimbatore.
Yeah, go on, Mr. Mani. Go on. Please go on, sir.
Yeah, I have a question for ma'am. May I know what are the real names of the millets, ma'am? Because when I search, a lot of names are repeating. We are not able to have a clue whether it's a real millet or not. So
Okay.
I'd be happy if you can share the complete millet. What are the types available in the
All right.
industry? Yeah, happy. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks for your interest on millets and my appreciations for knowing it, because I had an experience when I was talking to somebody in Tamil at residency when we wanted to host millet food for the first time to the people of BNI, some team. And I said it is Kudrevali. I gave a name in Tamil, and down to that I mentioned that it is barnyard millet. So people were asking me, ma'am, Tamil Kudrevali iruke, is it a veg or non-veg? Because they thought it is the tail of horse. So people had only to that extent of awareness on millet and millet names. So definitely we can share. It is like finger millet is your ragi, and pearl millet is your kambu. Likewise, you can relate it. Barnyard, Kudrevali, Kodu millet, foxtail, little millet, and white sorghum and red sorghum. These are the major millets which we can able to consume regularly. If you want, I can put it as a kind of content to Gopi sir, which can be given to you, sir. Because on names and equal to that, if you are in Coimbatore, definitely you need Tamil names. You cannot generally go to a small grocery store and ask for a Kodu millet, then he will be blinking.
Yeah.
So
true,
Samai,
yeah.
Samai, Tinai, Varagu, Vellaicholam, Sigapucholam. These are the names. Relevant to that, I can give you the English name also for everything. And probably if you go to Karnataka, there is a different name. In Telugu, if you go to Andhra Pradesh, there is a different name. So likewise, the names are a little bit changing according to the particular state. So we can share those information to you. And happy for welcoming you into the millet domain. So please start using millet, sir.
Yeah, definitely, ma'am. We are using it weekly once now. So probably we have to.
No, definitely you have to increase. Once is not at all sufficient for a week. You can go for 3 times a week and try a lot of products which are readily available. Many people are now coming as millet players. And you can in Coimbatore, in Puliykulam area, we have our own exclusive outlet in the name of Dhaniam Mini Mart. People, those who are interested, they can take a visit and they can have a look into the products. Probably I can share a small, product details also at the end of the show now.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Most welcome, sir. Is there any more questions? Yeah.
Hello, ma'am. This is Rubesh.
Yes, Mr. Rubesh.
Ma'am, ma'am, you told about the food park. Like, what is the food park, ma'am? It is like the SIPCOT here, which is for automobiles like that.
Yeah. Very good. Very happy. I was expecting this question very much, because my interest is, out of this session, whether we can able to get at least handful of people asking for mega food park or food park. And in Coimbatore, is it possible for us to start one food park over here? To that extent, I have a lot of interest in that. So it is as good as like your SIPCOT or whatever. So because SIPCOT is something where you have a multivariant, business or manufacturing happens. But a food park is something which is exclusively for the manufacturing or value addition of food and food-based products. Probably it is of that sort. If you are showing a lot of interest, we can take a separate discussion about it later on with respect to forming a food park, basically, where some of the people who are showing interest together, we can become a participants over there. I'm saying how to form a food park. We can represent to the government, and probably we should also have some land showing at least minimum of 100 acres is required if it is going to be a kind of a mini food park. For mega, they say minimum should be 250 acres. And it should have, it has a lot of conditions, it should have a connectivity to the main transit, like either through train or may not be at least train, at least to roadways, to the national highway. It must have a kind of connectivity, and whatever the other facilities in terms of power and water and everything is very much required. If you go and see, at least in Karnataka, that Malur and Tumkur, these two food parks, you can take a visit if you are showing interest. Definitely there you will get a lot of idea. I mean, how government is taking a stakeholder, and they are giving, in fact, a subsidy of up to 50 crores for farming, which has a complete infrastructure of places will be allotted for people. Say, suppose 10 people, together they are forming one food park. Let us assume 10 people, in the sense 10 different companies. So we can add another 100 numbers into it, provided if we should have a plan, I mean, place over there, say that 200 acres of land or something, and every land, every place should be of so much of size. It should have a common power supply, drainage system, storage system, even cold storage can become a part of it. All of us can share it and use it. Likewise, there are, many things can be integrated in that. In Tumkur, I remember there is a place they have allotted for foreign delegates and people to come and do the complete, authorization of the product and give a signature, so that once it is being dispatched from here, they need not go and keep it over there for any kind of another next processing. Suppose if you are sending to Australia, it will be immediately dispatched over there. Once it is being taken signature at this end in your food park level, definitely on the other end, there will not be a delay, because products like fruit items and vegetables, it shouldn't be given a delay onto the other port. It has to be dispatched immediately to the customer end, like mangoes and all. So those areas like banana and mango, here these food parks are becoming more facilitating environment. So in Tamil Nadu, we have to work on creating a food park very soon. Yeah, mega food park.
Ma'am, so the food park will be having different like the farmers, like everyone, the small scale dealer, everyone will be available there, ma'am? Or
food park should be like a kind of a production place, basically, and it should also have a facility to give a sales point, but it is not exactly a retail store, a kind of a things we cannot have in that particular way, because it is something a very secured and closed area which does a lot of production, right? So taking it out, you can do a lot of your sales, your retail sales or anything, but it can have a different segments like it. Yeah. So have I answered, or you have anything else to be given clarity?
ma'am, another question is that about agri-tourism, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is like agri-tourism? I am only hearing is this.
Okay.
Can
So
you tell me in brief, ma'am?
Okay, so agri-tourism is nothing but, see, suppose if you want to learn about a particular kind of a farming, say this millet itself, you wanted to know how millets are grown, what is the kind of exactly the details. The people are allowed, the tourist, there can be two types of tourists you can see. People, those who wanted to see it, kind of preparing a documentary movie or documentation or a kind of a writing book or something like that, they can come down. They can also be called as a tourist who can come and take your details, and they can put it as a kind of experience share. The other way can be a kind of a learning phase also. Learning phase will be like, allowing the tourist to come and stay with you to go through the complete phase of your, agricultural farm, and they will be understanding how it can be done. Suppose in Punjab, I think there is a form of particular traditional rice is grown, and you wanted to cultivate the same in our place, say in Karaikal you wanted to do, let us assume. So the temperature and climatic conditions are similar, but it is only now grown in Punjab, and you wanted to bring it to Karaikal cultivation, then you can undergo this agri-tourism, where you will be allowed to go and see through the agency, they will be having a tie-up, and they will be taking you have to pay to them. That is a kind of a business they make. So you go stay with them and see how they are doing the cultivation and all that. You can get the seeds from them, and then you can start your own cultivation at your domain and your place. So like that way, you can learn across globe, not only in India, you can go to the other country and you can do. Say in Israel, there are a lot of developments are happening. Whether we can able to convert, whether we are allowed to go travel, there are a lot of such constraints are there. So there are people now taking it as a world level agri-tourism is happening now, which is a kind of a new business where people showing interest can become your client, and they will come with you, and you have to show them what is their requirements, take them to the exact field and make them to understand, learn and implement it. Of multiple kind of customers you can get it.
So is there any agencies or on the like our perspective?
No, there are some agencies there are some agencies which are coming up as a new business, but it is possible that in our own country we can create a agri-tourism which government is also promoting.
Ma'am, is there any tourism like at present in Tamil Nadu like that? I'm from
Probably
Chennai.
I can share it after this. I have some content, but present right now I don't remember. Maybe I can share it through Gopi sir, or in the message we can give you some of the names of the agencies who are doing this agri-tourism as of now in our place.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you. It's a good question, and by the way, you can learn a lot in this. Agri-tourism is a way where you can able to learn multiple, growing of vegetables. And even here, you can go to the basically before going for agri-tourism to private, I will advise or request you to go to the institutions. You can go to the Forest College in Coimbatore. There they are having agroforestry, and they are teaching you how you can make your particular land. If you have even 1 acre of land, how you can make 10 crores out of that. They are showing they have made lot of models in that. If you go and visit them, they will be showing you how you have to grow. They are showing a lot of models of how you can grow plants, vegetables, trees together. By the way, you can able to make a turnover of at least 10 crores a month, a year. Annual turnover can become 10 crore. To that extent, they are ready to help you on the way of cultivation and processing. So visit to the institutions first, and then you can go for a private, because institutions will give you more of less priced knowledge than the private people.
Ma'am, can you share your details, ma'am, so that I can ask about the institution?
Definitely. I can put it as my slide to you. My mobile number is 9952542908. 995254.
Okay, ma'am.
2908, and mail ID is pvrfoodstn@gmail.com.
Okay.
Repeat the number.
9952.
52.
I can type it at least 52 in the message. I will type 542908. Subhadhra, and mail ID also I can share it. Probably if you want to connect through mail, you can connect to me. It's a common mail handle my staff. I can answer anyway. So anybody showing interest on Mega Food Park, definitely I wanted to talk to them and let us form a group. It is not an individual effect. It cannot be done individually. Definitely it has to happen in team, and we can work on that. And I have a lot of dream and aspiration to bring a food park in our state. So which I've been watching for more than 4 or 5 years. I used to see actually central government is allotting fund for every state government to form a food park, because as a grant money they used to give up to 50 crores. But nobody, I think no stakeholders is coming forward on taking up this project. That is what I understood. I think there is a kind of a commissioner's office, or in Guindy there is an office for food processing. There is one commissioner is there, according to my knowledge, I'm saying that is the only office I could see in terms of food processing. But in central government, there is a ministry itself is there, Ministry of Food Processing. But in state, we don't have a separate ministry. It falls into the MSME, I think.
Yeah, we should go on with you. Which you have a question?
I have a couple of things. I have attended in Gujarat Agro Infrastructure Food Park. I have visited. They have everything from fish processing, big companies. The Norwegian company called Skretting. I actually went for for studying their process in order control, and they have a very big. I mean, this food park. It's not. I didn't see any small scale industry.
I know.
They are all huge, like
huge, like 1,000 crores turnover, 2,000 crores turnover, a kind of such a big companies only they part as mega. That's why the term mega is there. You're right, sir.
Incidentally, yesterday I was in Triniveli. I was with a friend of mine who is doing about 100 crores and exporting cocoa peat and things like that. And also he's having, he says, North India, I mean, except Tamil Nadu, other states are well developed in seeds, in food, in agriculture, automation. And there is a Coimbatore-based company, Growtron. He gave me this pamphlet, which actually automates. You can sit in your home and run your agriculture field. You can be 100 kilometers away and everything is automated. The founder of this company is, I think, worked in the US and has come back. Growtron, I'm just showing so that others can also see. They are based in Coimbatore. Surprisingly, it is a strange coincidence that yesterday I meet this gentleman and he is saying it is Farm Again Agro Private Limited, Krishnasamy Nagar, Ramanathapuram, Coimbatore. And
he is also, I think he's a friend of mine because we were all a fellow team at the TNAU. Those who are showing interest into the food and other domain, I will request you to visit to the Tamil Nadu Agricultural University Technology Business Incubation Center. I really wanted to mention about that because they have made a very remarkable difference in our journey of millet business. Because when we have started our business initially, we were doing it here in Coimbatore very quietly. I'd say in way back in 2016 and 17, we were the people speaking aloud on millets as a pioneer, but there were nobody to look at and listen. But TNAU, they looked at us, they called us and they wanted us to apply. I don't know, in my introduction of mine, Gopi sir was mentioning that we received a grant from Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. That happened only because of this TBI. And I'm really thankful to the Chief Executive Officer of the team and the total team of that TBI, Technology Business Incubation Center at TNAU, who have been helping us to take up the journey of applying to this RKVY Raftar scheme. We were the first cohort and we received a grant of 23 lakhs from the government. And that was a great recognition. More than the money I see, it brought a lot of visibility to us. In fact, my own family were actually initially they were not recognizing that when I resigned my job as a chief executive officer and vice principal of a college and going for millet and doing millet batter and millet products. Nobody was happy. And of course, my husband was supportive. But then my father said, no, everybody was saying, no, that you are making a wrong thing. Why in the late ages you wanted to resign the job and go for some business. That too, in Tamil, they say, because it is something people weigh it as a low grade profile. But then this grant gave us a real recognition. And my father appreciated only when we were given asked to take an interview with the national newspapers, since we were the topper in Tamil Nadu. So that was a great recognition. So this all happened because of TNAU and TBI. And that money also helped us in the pandemic situation when the transit, everything was locked. That time we were doing good with the Bengaluru. We were giving our products batter and all to Bangalore. But in the pandemic, it was totally a halt. So this fund and the recognition, it had given a very big change, lift in our, in our profession. And I'm really thankful. I will request participants, those who are showing interest on the food and food-based processing, please approach to the research institutions. Don't try everything on your own. Please go and visit to the research institutions across, like CFTRI, Mysore is there. If it is millet, I'm saying, you can go for IIMR, Indian Institute of Millets in Hyderabad. You can go for other IFPT is there. in Tanjavur, you have an Indian Institute of Food Processing and Technology. There are so many such institutions across available. In that case, definitely we have to make use of these kind of research institutions for your processing, for packaging, for commercialization, in terms of increasing the shelf life. So many things are there. For everything, you can definitely work on it. Please take a lot of mentors, lot of research institution support. Then only you will become strong in the business. I mean, always we need not see things in the smaller profile. Try to visualize, make it big. Speaking about mega food park is not a joke. It is, as sir was mentioning rightly, it is, think about a turnover of say 1,000 crores, 800 crores. It's like, there are not much unicorns in food processing. Basically, if you see all the technical companies, techies are into unicorns. What is a unicorn? You must know it is more than 8,000 crores turnover. You call a company as a unicorns. I wish from India, we have to bring a lot of unicorns in food processing. That is my aspiration. So let us hope for the best. Thank you, sir. Sir, we are not audible.
It is 1 billion valuation. They don't do turnover. Most of them, but
1 billion is 8,200 crores.
Crores valuation. Anyway,
valuation. It is not just on the turnover. It is a valuation only. But how much of turnover can bring that valuation? That is very important.
The reason I wanted to share this information about this Growtron is that a lot of people may have an apprehensive that they cannot leave their city life and go and stay in the village and do agriculture. This Growtron is an opportunity for everything to be automated. I mean, you can sit at home and operate your farm by remote. So,
remote in the sense, even in the other continent, you can do it.
Yes.
To that extent, now IoT has grown.
Yeah. And another thing is, ma'am, there are big people from Netherlands, Israel, actually. They have joined hands with the local people who do. So they are big giants from Netherlands who actually are doing agriculture business in India. They actually have tie-ups. It maybe have an Indian name, but the people who are backing it, because these MNCs control things like seeds. Yesterday, I found out that the tomato price shooting up is because there is a shortage of seeds. Tomato seeds supply, because they wanted to increase the seed company wanted to increase the value, the price of seed. So one way now they are thinking is bring about a shortage of tomato, then the price of tomato will rise. Once tomato price is raised, then people won't mind paying higher price for the seeds. So I was taken aback by the business acumen of these MNCs.
Seed companies,
so, big companies. So they have a big controlling interest. I mean, I just wanted to share this information, which yesterday I got from a friend of mine. This insight.
You are very true, sir. You are very true, because there are not many players are there. Basically, why it is like a monopoly. People are fixing up some kind of a pricing and other things. So definitely there should be more number of people should get into this agri and agri-based business. That is the idea. When Sir Gopi sir was asking me about what is the topic you wanted to give, and I said immediately, I wanted to show the opportunities. I wanted to bring more competitors to me. That is what I really wanted to do, because it is like India needs more such kind of people as an entrepreneurs to come into the business of agri and agri-based products. It will bring a lot of good economy to the country also, and employment also. That is the most important and beautiful part of this.
Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon,
I'm Ravi
sir.
from Madurai.
Yes, sir.
Madam, I hope your dream will be fulfilled after this meeting, madam.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
We are associated here with MABIS, madam. This is a joint venture between NABARD and TNEU. They have an incubation center, MABIS. We all our FPOs, farmer producer companies, are part of it, and they give a lot of technologies and trainings like that, madam. Just
Wonderful,
for
sir.
and
Wonderful, sir.
One more thing, madam, for your information, 10 years before itself, our Madurai Industry Chamber of Commerce started a food park like thing. They organized some 100 dealers, traders. They allotted a place and they got common infrastructures like road, drainage, cold storage, packing, and pulverizing like that. And they associate with IFPT, a regional center for testing food and all in the same campus itself.
Okay.
Now it is not like a mini mega park; it is a small mega park. Food
Okay.
park is already running, madam.
Okay.
It is run by the Chamber of Commerce traders. All are traders. They
Okay.
got a product and they process it and packed it. And if needed, they put it in the cold storage like that, madam.
Yes.
It is before 10 years that facility is only available. They make use of that, and it is a big boom for Madurai people.
Definitely, sir. I heard about it actually earlier also, but the I mean, it is more of traders association, which is more appreciated, because when trader level they can able to create a food park, then why not with the manufacturers? Manufacturers definitely can do an even better job, and they can bring in lot of value there.
Yeah, it is.
Amazing,
It is
sir. Thank you.
is a dream project of our chamber president, Mr. Ratnavelu, madam. It's his big brainchild. Still,
Okay.
he is developing like that. For your information, September 22nd, 23rd, 24th, they got a food expo, madam.
Okay.
In
Very
that,
happy, sir. Very happy to know these informations, and really it is encouraging. Thank you so much, sir.
I will share the brochure, madam. If possible, you can please visit one of the day, madam.
Definitely, sir. It will be a pleasure. I will take a visit for sure. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Raghu,
I
go
could
on,
see-
Raghu.
Yeah, it was a wonderful session, madam. Thank you so much, especially to know about the agri value-added products. One actually very fast growing segment you can include in that is the essential oils.
Yeah, I have
know-
told, sir, about the oil and
Okay.
essential oil. Yeah. Not only cooking oil, it is oil. In turn, I told that it is a combination of both. You said rightly, sir. Please go forward.
Correct. Yeah, because I know few overseas companies, especially a company called doTERRA, and I attended the presentation of that. They are actually sourcing many essential oils from all over the world. They have many therapeutic and relaxing and a lot of medicinal values. And
Yes.
few oils they are sourcing from India. They actually tying up directly with some of the farmers
Okay.
in India, the growing farmer community, as well as helping them grow and procuring it directly from them. So,
Yeah. It looks like they are taking it as more on the raw material form. And my insisting on the particular presentation today is to bring more on value addition and then give it for export, not as a raw material. So that will add a lot of value.
They actually, a lot of processing is happening. They are not just procuring it. That from seed and from leaves and from flowers, everything they are doing. They're actually helping them do all the distillation. Everything is happening, and almost the finished good only they are taking from
then it is really great.
Then they only the testing alone they are doing abroad, and then they are actually commercializing it. Yeah.
Amazing, sir. Amazing. I think these kind of companies should multiply, because there are a lot of places, lot of resources are wasted. As sir was mentioning, Madurai, sir. I mean, I don't know how many aromatic oil manufacturing company are there in Madurai, because Madurai, why, I don't know, there should be a question for people also. Why Madurai Malli alone is with so much of aroma? Anybody can answer me, Ravi, sir? It is growing. Is there, I could wait for a minute. Madurai Malli ரொம்ப famous அப்படின்னு நம்ம சொல்றோம் for the aroma. Why it is so? Because it is growing in such a drought conditions also. Whenever people are in tough situations, according to this particular question, I'm giving one small, connectivity to the morale. When you are in a very tough situation, you could bring the best out of you. That's what the flower of jasmine says from Madurai. So let us have all these situations which can be very tough for us. Need not worry. In that situation, we can bring the best in us. That should be the way the nature takes us. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Mani.
It's okay, sir.
Yes, sir. Can I have one more question? If it's
Yeah,
time
please.
allows?
Yeah.
Ma'am, again, Manikandan from Coimbatore.
Please.
Ma'am, actually, one more doubt, so during the mango season, my hometown is near Salem. So we used to send, source the mangoes from the farmers and send to our alumni families and our known friends, say 150, 200 families during the time. And
Okay.
similarly, if need to promote this kind of a millets, what is the best way to source the millets from the farmers directly? Is any options, or we have to get it from the market? And
So there are FPOs are available, farmer produce organizations are available. And farmer produce organizations, in my experience, still they need to improve a lot, because when I get it across from places like Tiruvannamalai, what is it, Theni, there are a lot of processing traders are there a lot. FPOs are there in Sivagasi also, and Kollimalai. These are the places there are farmer produce organizations are there, but when you have to look at the quality basically, and when you want to source it and send it across, definitely please check with the quality across, and then you can get it. We had a trouble in little bit of sourcing also, and now we have connected to a lot of across Pan India. We are connected like in Nellore, Andhra Pradesh, in Karnataka, and now we are through India Mart. We are giving a lot of this kind of a supply of millets and millet grains and millet value-added products across. So definitely we can also help you on getting the right quality material for you, sir.
Yeah, and you you supply the raw millets as well, or only the processed, ma'am?
We are giving it in both forms, sir, whatever the way the consumer requires. But we recommend them to go for semi-polished if it is a human consumption, because there is quite a good amount of volume of millets is being given for export also on the bird feed, because basically they consider millet as a bird food. So they also buy a lot, not only in the form of human consumption like a semi-polished or polished. They get it a lot because as a whole grain it gives a very better shelf life. If you remove the husk, the shelf life goes less.
Okay. Fine. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Madam, shall I add some more points?
Please, sir.
Madam.
Please, sir.
Madam, lot of FPOs are available, madam, but they don't have the proper marketing details. If you have a definite order and have a tie-up with FPOs with a proper agreement and some financial support, they will definitely support with a fair price, madam. But it is only harvest season. After harvest, they want to sell the entire product. If you are ready to take the product, then it will get a fair price and a good quality, madam.
Definitely, sir. Please share if there are people with the quality and the value on their product. We are ready to procure because we are in need of volume of millets and everything. Many times I go visit in person because I am a person who wants to travel and see in person about the quality and the product. I will be where are you from, sir? We can take a visit to your place and see your quality and the product and processing and everything. And then we can go on placing the order, and we can also give connections if required anywhere people are interested and showing interest on purchase.
Yeah, sure,
so
madam. We have FPOs near Virudhunagar, Kallikudi, Thirumangalam.
Okay.
And they are
Virudhunagar FPO I have already connected, sir. I think madam? I have the number also. Somebody who is a CEO over there.
No, seeds only, FPO called seeds, Virudai millets, like that. Who are FPO, sir?
Virudai millets.
Virudai millets, right, madam.
Yeah. I have a connection with them also. I even bought it from them in a couple of times.
Yeah, they have with the government support. They have a processing unit also, madam.
Okay,
So
okay.
they
I know, sir.
they
I'm
have
aware about Virudai's thing. I'm very much aware about it. Apart from that, there are a lot of FPOs across Tamil Nadu they are doing, but they need a lot of guidance and support on the marketing, their process and their phase of how they are adding value addition. You know, they have to even more improve a little bit on that. Definitely, they can go at par on the exports.
no, they are basically a farmers, madam. So they
I
don't
know.
have
I
other
know.
outside experience, madam.
I know,
So
sir. I know.
like you will guide them. They will definitely come up in their
Definitely,
life.
it's a pleasure, sir. I can get connected to any of the FPOs on giving this kind of guidance and consultations. It is a pleasure helping them because it is helping fellow our own farmers, and it is an opportunity for me. I will take it. Please connect
madam.
me with
Thank you.
such people. I will be ready to do that. Thank you.
Okay, madam. I will connect with madam. Sure. Thank you.
Please, sir. Please, sir.
Well,
Thank you.
one other thing I just wanted to add in this group. Somebody wants to try millet food ready-made before they plunge into buying, and because people are worried 1 kilo, if I don't like it, what will I do? In Chennai, there's something called Millet Magic. You can have your lunch or food and taste it. Now they're opening a second outlet in Anna Nagar also. It's called Millet Magic. People can Google and see. They can visit, have some food. Of course, it's a little expensive, so that they get an introduction to millet food, ready-made millet, just like a restaurant. Because if you go to regular restaurants, you won't get millet food. Millet Magic provides. Actually, 6-7 years back, for my 25th wedding anniversary, all our guests we served millet food from Millet Magic.
Okay. So now you need not go all the way from Coimbatore to Chennai, sir. In Coimbatore, from our millet food itself, one of my family friend, Mr. Ravi, is running one small takeaway and a very good restaurant, I will say, which is in Sai Baba Colony, opposite to Ganga Hospital in Narayanaguru Road. You can see a very small, tiny outlet called Millet Eats. So there they are making a lot of millet based food, including millet idlis of more than 8 variants, all the millet you name it, because we are giving them fresh batter. And I'm happy and humbly I wanted to mention that we are the supplier of millet based batter in terms of patient food to PSU hospitals, in which it is supplied for the hospital patients as an inpatient food. So in a way, we are producing millet batter in a very good volume and bringing more than 3,000 packs, or I will say it is a 3 ton per day is our capacity in which we are producing millet batter of different variants across, like finger millet, ragi mavu, whatever you name it, we are giving it. So with our base of flour and thing there, he is making all 3 day, full day meal in terms of morning. The millet dosa, idli and everything. In night, he's giving millet chapatis and so many things. Definitely, you can have a try. Probably as of now in Coimbatore.
In
One more
Chennai,
thing, madam.
Yes, sir.
One more thing, madam. Our junior, Mr. Lakshmipati from 98 batch from Kadalur, he have all the traditional rice as well as millet and the value-added products, madam. In the name of LGS, he is doing. His family business is originally the rice mill, madam. Now he is modernized his mill and doing all the traditional varieties of rice as well as millets, madam. He is 18-20 value addition products also, madam. Just for your information.
Amazing, sir. Amazing. And by the way, my native is Kadalur, sir. I have studied my schooling from Kadalur. Happy to connect with the affinity of Kadalur, I'm saying.
I'll share his number, madam. Lakshmipati.
Please.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Ravi, sir. Ravi, sir. Like, can we know what is the event like in 24 he was stating now, ma'am?
What is it? Sorry.
It is Vibrant Tamil Nadu 3rd edition, sir. It is mainly based on millet. Some 130 stalls, around 100 stalls exclusive meant for millet value addition in and around Madurai people, and all are most welcome. If you are interested to participate as a stall holder, I will connect with the organizer. I'll share the brochure in the group.
Okay, sir.
Gopi
It's a
sir,
vibrant.
Vibrant
Vibrant
Tamil
Tamil
Nadu.
Nadu. Vibrant Tamil Nadu. It's third edition. So third year, continuous third year. Now that you can, if you visit that time, you can see the food yard also. It is originally called not mega park. It's food yard, the food chamber yard, food
Okay.
grain yard. In the same place only the expo to be conducted.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Um,
It is from Madurai, sir.
Yeah, Madurai to towards Alanganallur. Madurai outskirts.
Okay.
It's Sikandar Chavadi. Its location is Sikandar Chavadi. You can
Okay,
Google and the Tamil Nadu food grain yard.
Gopi sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I mean, since people were showing some interest on the product also, I thought as I mentioned, I would like to show a small video which I've shared it in your WhatsApp. Can you put it across, sir? Is it possible for you?
Yes, ma'am. 1 second.
A small video which people can understand that what kind of a millet value added food are available basically.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. 1 second. Let me try.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is there any more questions before that? I can also happy to answer.
Those who want to try millet-based meals, there is a restaurant in Adayar, Chennai at Kasturba Nagar. It's called Prem's Grama Bhojan. They also, started serving all the red rice-based meals as well as, millets-based meals, etc. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the information. So there are a lot more business opportunities which we can add on. No, I think when I was preparing, I just wanted to check it how many numbers I'm getting. I think I was taking at least 90 more businesses, 90. So much you can elaborate on everything, every single thing. There are a lot of classifications are there. I mean, agri-based business opportunities are plenty, I will say. And in fact, restaurant is one good part, because if you say take it Swiggy or Zomato, you wanted to go for some millet food options, we see a very less number of restaurants which are giving for any bachelor or those who are staying away from home to consume millet as a food, because they cannot cook it immediately. So we need to have such kind of facilities as a service provider. This is one of the business opportunity which people can come out with an option of very small investment. They can try, because nowadays cloud kitchens are available and people can only have a place to cook, and selling anyway you can depend on Swiggy or Zomato. If you have any other information which is required on running a millet kitchen, definitely we can help you, because we are producing 86 millet variants of all the millet, breakfast and dinner series, whatever you name it. We are having it as a ready to cook form. So quickly you can able to produce it, you can able to sell it. And we wanted to promote, and I also, as an information, there is a government GO is also released recently, which says that Siridaniya Sitrundi Unavagam, which has to be opened in all the Ulavar Sandai. In lot of districts, they wanted to open, and the government is giving a space for you. They are giving a support. They will give you visibility and all. If people are showing interest, and if somebody wants to start a small livelihood on millet-based business as a part of business in their thing, as a small business, definitely they can think about bringing up a very small millet kitchens as a cloud kitchen way, or as a kind of a millet restaurant, which is a trend of the year, I will say, because this year is being observed as International Year of Millets. You have a very good welcome across. Thank you. Sir, I think I've shared you the, WhatsApp, which you can put it on screen for people, the participants to view.
Okay, you want me to post it in the thing, ma'am? In the chat box here?
One video can be played, sir. A last video which I given you.
Last video.
Yeah, only the last one. Value added. Remaining, you can just connect it to the chat box for them, because it's all a YouTube, Dinamalar, and other newspaper, interviews of ours. But only one thing which we can play that can showcase them an idea on how millet can be brought in a different value-added products to them. That is the idea.
Madam, I have saved your number earlier is Dania Mini Mary. You have any brand
Yes, sir.
Danium? Are you supplying to Danium?
Sir, our brand name is Prime Danyam is a brand. I don't know, somebody would have saved it. So this is our exclusive outlet, which we have it in Coimbatore, and where you can have a look into the products list, whatever we have. I think sir is playing it from the.
Got it.
Yeah. So all these products are our own thing. You can see a barnyard millet, multigrain millet, pearl millet, which is all a fresh batter ready to cook form. Just you can cut it and use it. Millet batter is our prime manufacturing product. Apart from that, you can see here the sweet paniyaram flour from every single millet, spicy paniyaram flour. So it's all like ready to use, cut and use it. And we also have other millet flour items for making your, various other food items. This is millet adai flour, which is from, and you can also see millet as a whole grain we are giving. It's a very small outlet for people to buy, to have a connectivity with the customer. Apart from that, we handle a lot on the bulk to the institutional orders, like hospitals and other places. We also procure these kind of grains from the FPOs also, and we pack it and sell it in the very best price with the best quality. And we also have other incubatees of TNAU and their products. We have nuts and spices also, sourced from different places, quality nuts and spices we are giving. From other fellow incubatees of our TNAU, we get their products, because setting up a store for us was a dream taken for at least 4 years. And we also into pickles, because I have an ancestral origin from Hyderabad, and we do millet, and this is millet adagam and other things. We tried something different from millet. So we have kambu adagam and ragi adagam. These are all my other fellow incubatees of TNAU, and their soaps and shampoo oil from a very she's a woman who is doing this cosmetic oil and soaps and many things. So we have also given space for her. Since we have a school nearby, a KV school, we also have some of the stationaries for children, those who visit very regular. And we get it done, this oil from another vendor, and we are selling it across. And we have millet, this health mixes. This is Karupu Kauni Kanji mix, and traditional rices of various items like pungar, and so many variants also we are having. And millet cookies, anyway, they become a part of it. And some of the dried fruits. So all are as a compact store for us. And we are having similar stores in, even in Virudhunagar. One of my students also have started products with this in Virudhunagar, and in Velur also. In, I think in Trichy, we are getting up another outlet. Otherwise, we have
exact location, madam. Exact location.
This is in Pulekulam, sir. Sauripalayam Road, opposite to Meena Estate bus stop. If you see in Pulekulam, there is a Vinayagar temple is there.
Yeah.
The road which is faced by Vinayagar, in that road. Yeah. If you come down, probably in half a kilometer, you can find our store on the right side.
Okay, madam. Okay.
Thank you for playing this video for information for others. Thanks a lot.
Sanjay, you have any questions, Sanjay?
Oh, sir, thanks, sir. It was a very wonderful and inspiring session on millets and everything, madam. Only thing I want suggestion, madam, if all these 90 agri-based industries could be listed in one sort of list, like that park list, no? I mean, mega park, mega food park. So that would be very helpful for budding entrepreneurs and those who want to have a look.
Sure, I will put it to Gopi sir, and Gopi sir can give it as a mail to them, or in a group if you have, you can share
Yeah, I
it
can
across.
circulate in the group. We can get it
Yeah,
circulated.
immediately after this session, I can put it across because I have it in a Word document,
Yeah,
which I
yes,
can share it with you.
Actually,
Sure, man, sure.
your African story was more inspiring about that immunity and stamina, and they were not wearing masks because of the millet-based staple diet, right?
Yes, yes, very much. You know, it is not only in Africa. If you can see I mean, because I said, no, I was with IIMR and different other research institutions and collected a lot of research papers. I'm very strongly, I can say that how millets can bring so much of immunity and stamina for people. And in fact, in my own family, 23 members were affected by pandemic. But I was the person who survived, I will say, in the sense, I mean, they all have been to the hospital and came. I know I used to visit to every patient. I used to go accompany them. People used to teach me, because of millet, you say that you are surviving. No, it was a kind of a situation. Really, I never had any small symptom also, not even once. Maybe I'm living with millets and I don't know what is that. My gene is different. I don't know. But really, I say millet has, I mean, according to the scientific research thing also in Himalayas, they were finding a research in which they found some of the people were living for longer years, more than 100 plus. And they thought like it was due to something like, you know, no pollution. They live in a very herbal based thing. Many reasoning they were doing it. But the most prominent reason what they found was those tribes, they were eating millet as a staple food form is the basic reason for their long life. So because it gives them immunity, stamina, and a long life, because no organ is being affected basically. Why your lifetime is going low or you're losing, it's because some of the organ failure. But when your metabolism is good, when your body, every organ is operations are good, definitely your life is ensured. So please go for millets. My only request to all the participants today is please go for millets at least weekly, thrice, not once, go for minimum thrice a day. I mean, thrice a week.
Actually, there should be millet consultants for agri businesses. I mean, millet consultants as well as millet nutritionists, like those who can specify, because there are 12 types or something you said, no, which can go in a field, in a water and all that. So how to consume all that? First of all, languages are different. I mean, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra, and English is a common. So marketing actually comes only with definitions, awareness, or marketing or whatever. So first we need to define everything. What is it? Anyway, madam, it was a very illuminating your talk. And one last I wanted to ask, because of this tomato price rise, this cold storage is also attributed as a problem. I mean, because lack of cold storage. So that could also be a agree in terms of cold storage. Like
exactly. Yeah, cold chain is that is what, sir. In terms of vegetable, I had a topic of vegetable and fruit production and processing. In that, there are so many stages in which every single stage can be considered as an individual business, which can bring a turnover of more than few crores. To that extent, there are a lot of subdivisions are there. I was only mentioning the bigger, view. But if you see the cold storage itself, for cold storage, setting up cold storage, government is giving a lot of funding, sir. Please go and visit to the website of Ministry of Food Processing. That is one particular website. Definitely all of you, those who are interested on agri and food-based processing, please visit to the Ministry of Food Processing, Government of India, central government website, in which you can see a lot of schemes are available for setting up the cold storage of a very big size, maybe 20,000, square meters of space you want to set up. They will give you crores of subsidy also. You know, depending on the project cost, they are giving you 30% subsidy, 40% subsidy. And if you want to set up, if you are in, I think in Gujarat, and you wanted to start a millet business, 100% subsidy is given. Because in some of the states for millet this year, they are giving fullest support. I mean, 100% subsidy means you don't have to have any money. Just go buy machines from government money and start your business. To that extent, government is promoting. And for making mini food parks of millet also, government is giving support, which is up to 90%, they say. you can please visit to the website of Ministry of Food Processing. That is very, very important. Go for PMFME scheme, which is a one good scheme. ODOP scheme. PMFME is Prime Minister's Micro Food Processing. So that is one very important and promising scheme where 10 lakhs, up to 10 lakhs is a ceiling subsidy amount for your project cost of up to 35 lakhs plus. And you can also go for NEET scheme of the state government, new entrepreneurship development scheme. So that is NEETs, they say, which is by DIC, Department of Industries. They are giving the subsidy of 25% for men with a lot of very minimal kind of eligibility criteria. So which most of us are becoming eligible to go for getting that kind of a subsidy. And ODOP is one district, one product. Likewise, there are so many schemes which I can speak on. Please visit to that website. Go for Startup TN and Startup India. These are the two important websites also people should visit. Those who wanted to start a new business in agri or whatever the business for that sake. Startup TN and startupindia.gov.in. Please go with visiting them and you will get a lot of information and insight from that.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam, very much.
Thank you.
One last question. If somebody has a question, you may please ask. Anbaragan sir, Singapore.
Actually, the dry vegetables now, Thailand is very much competing solar dried fruits and a lot of things. How much we are competitive? Because I found Vietnam, Thailand is flooding the market overseas. How far we are competitive in the dry fruit or vegetable market?
The dry fruit and vegetable market, as you said, it is very, very good. Whatever is in the top trending only, I mentioned here, sir, looking onto the so many number of projects. Dry fruits and vegetables is highly in demand across globe. There are a lot of people are looking out. I mean, it is just a solar dry, which is a very less investment and we can able to do that particular project. In fact, vacuum fried is another good project. I don't know how many of you are aware. It is fried, I would say.
Flash drying.
Yeah,
is it like
it is another wonderful project which people can think. I don't know, you might be in airports, you could see some of the okra, that is, what do you call? I mean, the kind of vegetables, even jackfruit and many things, they are drying it. It is a vacuum flash fry, they say. It is like with vacuum, they are drying it. So where it is preserving all the nutrients of the particular vegetable or fruit inside, that is the best part of it. So which I really appreciate. I have a lot of interest on that particular project. In fact, I was thinking how we can incorporate that with our millet food and all that. I was wondering and working on it. So vacuum fried food or vegetable is also one of the important project which people can look at, which has a very good demand across globe. And people can go with choice on it.
Even in this part of Malaysia and all, some of the food manufacturers are using dried vegetables like carrot, peas,
you're right.
upama, everything.
Yes, you're right, sir.
Straight away they can use it.
Yes. All the vegetables, most of the vegetables, they can just give for sun dry and they can pack it and go with the export. And the other part, what I said is, I saw it in person at Tunkuri, Malur, and these food park is, they are cutting it and giving it for freezing. Freezing for minus 120 degree. They said even mushrooms, they freeze it. And they are using it throughout the year. In every, whatever you call it as a KFC or any different places, they are selling all these. From here, it is given for export a lot. Most of the other countries also, they are doing it. And we should come forward because in Tamil Nadu, we have to do this kind of, very strongest cold chain and cold storage of these kind of vegetables for export and all we have to work on. This is something, a very good opportunity. People can think about it. Nice, sir. You have brought in a very good thought process. It's a very, very important segment of agri-business in present trend on deep drying and frying, vacuum frying.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
I add one more thing, madam. Regarding the solar dryer, government is give subsidy for around 30 to 35%, madam. We can for our own use as well as for other farmers can also use our machinery, madam.
Yes, sir. You are right, sir. If you go for the Tamil Nadu Agri Marketing Department also, they are giving grant 50% for the purchase of machineries. So kindly go and visit to government websites. Basically, you have to go for agri-based websites, Startup TN, Startup India, all these people, food processing. If you can go and try, please spend your time on it. People say if you want to become a great entrepreneur, you have to spare your time at least 1 hour on learning. It is very, very important. So it is not just as an IT professional. My brother used to say, we have to always upgrade. We have to always study. Being an entrepreneur also, you need to go through, see the current trend, what is the market potential, who is our buyer, everything you have to learn. Only then you can become, elevating yourself a person of successful entrepreneur. It is very important. Not starting a business is big. You have to be, becoming a successful and sustaining it, growing it is very, very important. That is how we can able to have a great satisfaction of being an entrepreneur. And I wish every one of you all the very best for your successful endeavors. Thank you so much, Gopi sir, for the great opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Ma'am,
Thank you, ma'am.
One thing, on a personal side, wishing your son all the best. I think you must be I think you must be super excited to get the news, right?
Yeah, he got into a medical college. So he got a government medical college. We just now got the result. He was coming and showing me in between 1 second and he ran away. Very happy and thanks. And
congratulations to him, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.